But just in general, if you look at this also, you can see moths and butterflies, they have two pairs of wings. But if you look at this from a bit further away, it looks like it's only one pair of wings. But if you look closer like this, you can see under the main wing, there's another, it's about half the length, you can see another pair of wings. So this is definitely an animal with a double pair of wings. Now if you look at the big body, what's called the thorax, you can see it lost some of its pigmentation here already, but you can see here the black stripe and then the yellow at the back. And then here at the back there's some black hairs, which unfortunately you can't see that now because it passed away and it's not flying. But when it is flying, it actually fans out these hairs. It's quite a nice sight to be. Then some other aspects of it. If you go to the front, you can see its antenna, also very moth and butterfly-like antenna. And unfortunately, I looked for it, but I couldn't find the proboscis, or what most people would call its tongue, what that butterflies and moths actually use to capture the nectar of the flowers that they feed on. Let me see if there's enough light for this. Yep. Make my own lighting. One aspect of the hawk moth, as this is a species of hawk, that it has very big eyes. As you can see here, relatively to its body size, the eyes actually are quite large. I hope this is all visible also on your side, on the flash stream. Actually, after I finish here, I'm going to have a look at it if somebody records it, just to see how what you see on your side by the time it has gone through the airwaves and the internet to what I see here, because that's of course always very handy. But you can see definitely that the eyes are very, very, very big. This species is one of, I think, about 80 species of hawk moth that exist, and this one occurs all over South Africa, and not just South Africa. It is very widespread. It occurs Southeastern Asia, so you can find it in India, Thailand, even Australia. In Australia it is called the coffee bee hawk. And why it is called bee hawk is, I guess, is obvious again from the similarity to some sense to a bee or a wasp. In South Africa it's called oriental bee hawk, and oriental then referring, I assume, to the fact that it also occurs much further east, like in East Asia and Australia. Now, one theory that they have is about why this moth would have like transparent wings, which is very untypical. If you look at the whole picture, this might well be a case of mimicry, actually trying to look like a species that is dangerous or venomous or poisonous. If it would have the... Is it my battery again? I have one more battery, I hope that's going to last then. But if you look at the coloration of it and then combined with the wings, it actually could pass for some kind of wasp, which would keep it safe from at least a number of predators that would otherwise maybe try to eat it. So, yeah, there it is again. That's my flashlight. But yeah, I'll show you again. That might be the reason that actually it developed over time, that it evolved to have transparent wings rather than the colored wings of most other butterflies and moth species. So yeah, something interesting found on Rory's roofrack. But yeah, we'll leave that for what it is now. Maybe we'll give it as a morsel to our whip scorpion later, because that's a species that does eat insects. Let's move on to our next actor. Just hold it so the camera can focus. I guess this is, well, it's upside down actually. Let me just put it the other way around. Yeah, I guess definitely putting it like that, I guess everybody will recognize what group of animals this belongs to. It's a centipede. And centipede refers to, well, not exactly the number of legs, but people always said this one had 100 feet, which centi means 100, and pede is from the Greek podos, which means feet. As opposed to the millipede, which has even more legs, and that's why it's called 1,000 feet rather than 100 feet. Its lifestyle and its diet is actually very, very different from millipedes. Centipedes are definitely predators. They have venom in fangs that I hope I can show you, but I'm afraid they might maybe be a little bit too small to show you, but I'm definitely going to have a try. And they catch actually the insects. This could be insects, could be mites, ticks, all kinds of little invertebrates, by the feelers that they have on the front of their head that you can see. Let me just go a little bit closer to them. And then one other big difference between centipedes and millipedes, for instance, is that centipedes have one pair of legs per segment of their body. As you can see, you can recognize all the segments. Whereas millipedes, per body segment, they actually have two pairs of legs. So that's another difference. This last, what you can see, what looks a bit like two tails here. Actually, also those are the last pair of legs on the last body segment. But they have been modified, and are not used for locomotion to move around. But depending on the centipede species, they can be either also used as claws, where in this case they have developed kind of like a leaf or a feather-like appendage. That's very typical for this genus, and I couldn't exactly find out which species it was, but other species in this genus are called feather-tail centipedes, because the way this looks a bit like a feather, and these flat areas are actually used for stridulation, so they are rubbed against each other to make sound, and that's mostly done by the male centipedes, actually to attract females during the mating season. So if we move forward a little bit, I counted them earlier, and that fit. Actually, this species has 23 pairs of legs, including the last one. If you would count them quickly like this, you would actually end up with only 22. So you might wonder, hey, why the 23? But the first pair of legs has also been modified into a set of pincers, which I'm going to quickly switch it over, and I hope I can show you. Which actually it uses to kill and venomate its prey. When the prey is caught, actually the first pair of legs, as it is adapted, it's turned in hollow and it's attached to the venom glands, so they will actually grab it with those and then squeeze with the pincers and actually get the venom into its victim. I think my camera, let me just switch back to the main camera. Yeah, like that. I think I have a little bit of a problem with my camera batteries. Simon, could you go to my room and bring my photo camera, because there's the same battery in there. Yeah. Okay, Simon's quickly going to run out and see if he can get me another battery. Sometimes with all the power dips here we run out of charged batteries.